Come. All right, Shalom Israel. Shalom. Yashala. Brother Tazwan Gabar Yalla coming back at you with these precepts. And yet another cold cut, giving, of course, all honor and glory to Yahweh. Bashar Mashak, Wamlak Yahweh giving the Kapal Kabadim, Hazakwayim Bayat, Hadawad. Right, double honor to the elders of the house of David, laboring and adorning in his truth, patiently waiting for the second of our Lord, Hamashak, Wamlak Yahweh. Right, giving a strong Shalom, why Yahbashim Yahweh. Brakatham to all the mighty occupants on highways and byways, making their bodies a living sacrifice, laboring and enduring temptations, demon spirits, exhortation, making their bodies a living sacrifice for the children of Israel's sake, right, through the power and inspiration of the Most High, right, giving a hearty shalom, why Yahbashim Yahshashamatham to all the Akwath on this call, married, unmarried, referencing their husbands, raising up their children decently and in order in households, right, cooking, right, sewing, being submissive, right, giving alms, charity, and working with their hands, right, and laboring through thy many offices in His truth, right, and as well to all the mighty Banyam, the children, right, and mighty Yahbashim Yahshabrak Washmartham, right, to the mighty Banyam, the children in Israel, right, honoring thy mother and thy father, being diligent, steadfast in the law, statutes, commandments, and getting raised up, right, and through all thy mighty and wondrous works, right, I bid you Israel Shalom, right, God, right, so, right, Vladimir Putin, right, just so-called, right, declared, right, our ex, right, you go into, right, the so-called dealing with the word or dealing with the so-called phrase, right, it's so-called, right, our ex, right, goes into a time of crisis, man, right, a time of crisis, right, or, right, a so-called declaration of war, right, so, and as you've seen, right, from that video of mine, right, you have Russia, right, separating themselves, right, from the so-called Western world, right, separating themselves, right, from the U.S., right, and you're seeing, right, these heads, man, right, where the whore sits upon, man, right, are now, right, starting to turn, right, on that great whore, man, right, you're saying Russia, right, France, right, these are different nations, right, thinking about leaving NATO, right, and the UN, man, right, you seeing, right, these nations, right, or Russia, man, right, getting ready, right, to to so-called bomb, right, Ukraine, right, any nation, right, or anyone that so-called tries to help, right, or tries to so-called put their foot in, man, right, they're going to get a hit with a missile, man, right, and Russia, first lock it, and U.S., right, already came out and declared, right, that they are so-called willing, man, right, and are a ally, man, right, to Ukraine, right, if there was to be any so-called war, man, right, hey, but now, man, we're seeing, right, these nations, man, right, so-called, right, starting to make, certain coalitions, man, right. Let's get into this Wall Street article, right, says China's Xi Jinping plans Russia visit as Putin wages war Ukraine, right. Chinese leader is expected to use Moscow trip to push multi-party peace talks, right. It reads, Chinese leader, right, Xi Jinping is preparing to visit Moscow for a summit with Russia's president in the coming months, according to people familiar with the plan, as Vladimir Putin wages war in Ukraine and portrays himself as a standard bearer against a U.S.-led global order, right? And that's that's also, man, the so-called pride, man, of Babylon, man, right? It said what? Against a U.S., right, led global order, man, right? How are you, right, on the so-called, right, the so-called other side of the world, man, right, so-called gonna be able to, think that you can so-called dictate policies, right? You're so-called, trying to regulate, right? So-called Russia, right, taking right part of their land back, right? Which is building back up, right, the old USSR, man, right? So-called, man, sticking your nose in every man's business spirit, man, right? As they said back in the day, man, right? But reading on, it says Beijing says it wants to play a more active role aimed at ending the conflict, and the people familiar with Mr. Xi's trip plans said a meeting with Mr. Putin would be part of a push for a multi-party peace talks and allow China to reiterate it calls that nuclear weapons are not used, man. Right? Right, so you got certain men, right, they want to join in, right? Certain men, right, they want to use certain different tactics, man. Right? Right? You have also, right, the influx, right, of nuclear warheads, man, right, being activated, man, right, so-called Slovakia, right, so-called, right, bombs, right, being activated, right, created, man, right, and these so-called Russia, man, right, these are different nations, man, right, building the so-called Satan 1, Satan 2, right, the Moabs, right, the mother of all bombs, man, right, creating down missiles, right, that had the so-called power, right, to wipe out, right, a so-called entire coast, man, right, so these, right, are the current times that we're living in now, man, right, and also it's also a 2-hour video, right, that our brothers and sisters can continue to watch, right, which goes more in depth, right, goes more into detail, man, right, but again, man, right, as it said, man, right, said Russia, right, turned on, right, the Hour X, man, right, let's get a precept on this, man, right, because these are the times that we living in now, man, right, it's not all peace, right, and Salaki, let me get one precept real fast, man, right, because this is how we know, man, right, that we're living in the end times, man, right, and we know that we're not in the so-called kingdom now, man, all right, because you got a lot of Israelites, right, and especially the nations, right, who say, well, the Lord, he died for our sins, right, we're in the so-called New Testament, right, the so-called we're all under the new covenant, man, right, we're all under, right, so-called, right, peace, man, right, that the so-called Amalekites, man, right, we just gonna say that, right, they're the so-called real Jews, man, right. Hey, this is Micah 4:1. It says, but in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established in the top of the mountains, man, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow unto it, man, right. And we're living in those last days, man, right, one fold, right, hey, we're living, man, right, on the top of the mountain, right, on the left-hand side, man, right, why, man, because Esau's kingdom, right, so-called Babylon, right, is a so-called top mountain, man, right, the so-called top nation, the so-called top kingdom, man, right, which all people come to, right, and float through, right, for so-called the American dream, right, the so-called, right, for so-called a better life, right? To so-called, it's the so-called place to be, man. Right? And the Lord, He is exalting us, man. Right? In this wicked kingdom now, man. Right? Yet, even on the latter end, man. Right? Once the Most High destroys this place, man. Right? That His power and in His name may be magnified upon the earth, man. We're going to be that so-called top nation, man. Right? We're going to be that highest of the highest mountains, man. Right? They got different mountains, right? Mount Everest, right? Mount Kilimanjaro, right? So-called, right? The Rocky Mountains, man. Right? You have a lot of so-called top mountains, man. Right? Or huge mountains, right? Long mountains, mountains of stature, right? Mountains of renown, man. Right? Mountains of names, man. Right? Yet the Lord, man, He is going to establish us, man. Right, as that a top mountain, man, right, which all nations, right, are going to come to, man, right, not like Babylon, right, on the left hand side, right, where all men, right, come here, right, get drunk, right, sell the soul freak off, right, you can do what you want to do, man, no, man, right, all things are going to be established, right, and in order, right, verse 2, and many nations shall come and say, come and let us go up to the mount of the Lord, and to the house of the God of Jacob, and He will teach us of His ways, and we will walk in His paths. For the law shall go forth of Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. And He shall judge among many people, and rebuke strong nations afar off. And here's the point: and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore, man. Right? And this is how we know, man, right, that we're living in the last days, man. Right? In the end of our captivity. Right? Because you're having nations, man. Right? These Edomite nations, man, right, are warned against their own selves, man. Right? Slocky, let me get that real fast. Right? Right, because you have, right, these nations, right, fighting amongst them their own selves, right? Right, so-called, right, coming up, right, to destroy, right, one another, man. Right? Let me get the book of St. Mark, right, chapter 3. And verse number 23. And He called unto him and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom is divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand, man. Right? And right, at the latter end, right, if you caught it, right, if not, you can go and rewind this video, right, go back, right, when you hear or when you read, right, the latter end, right, of Putin's, right, so-called speech, right, or the so-called clip of his speech, of his 2+ hour speech, he said what, man? That we are so-called one big, right, nation, right, we're so-called, right, all over, right, but we are united, right, loosely paraphrasing, man. Right, that's a kingdom, man. Right, rising up against itself, man. Right, these different Edomite nations, right, kingdoms, right, that were all once one, right, that were all once all a part of NATO, right, that were all once a part of the UN, right, that were all once a part, right, of the EUU, right, the European, the EEU, right, the European Economic, right, Community, right. So these different, so-called nations, man, right. These so-called different Edomite states, countries, right. They were all one, man, right. At once, man, right. But now, right, they're all now divided against themselves, man. Right, and now moving into a time of war. Right, let's go to Job. Right, let's go to Job. Right, Job chapter 38. And I'm gonna start at verse 21, man. Right, and this is right the Lord rebuking Job out the whirlwind, man. Right, Job 38 and 21. It says, knowest thou it because thou was then born, or because the number of thy days is great? Hast thou entered into the treasure of snow, or hast thou seen the treasure of hell, which I have reserved against the time of trouble, against the day of battle and war, man? Right, so hold on now, man. Right, the Lord said in the last days, right, he had snow, right, hail, man. Right, fire, brimstone, man. Right, fire. Right, destruction, a sword, man. Right, the Lord, man. Right, has a lot of things, man. Right, it tells you the Lord has arrows, man. Right, but for what, man? Right, it says which I have reserved against the time of trouble, against the day of battle and war, man. Right, so the day of battle and war, man, is not at hand, man. Right, the Lord told Job, man. Right, but the Lord also prophesied in Micah, man. Right, that in right that latter time, man. Right, that what, man? It was gonna be no more war, man. Right, peace. Right, so so we know, man, that we're living, man, in right the end, right, of this world, man. Right, the end, right, of this so-called nation or king, right, which rules over us, man. Right, for the so-called time being. Salaki. Right, come. Right, let's get another precept on this too, man. Right, because this war, right, is very, very right nigh at hand. Right, let me go to the classic. Right, the book of St. Luke. Right, chapter 14 and verse. I'll just start at verse 28. Right, it reads, it says, for which of you intending to build a tower sitteth not down first and count the cost, whether he has sufficient to finish it, man. Right, and that even goes for even being in the truth, man. Right, counting the cost. Right, you may count the cost on the carnal level, like dang, so-called, damn, I got these bills due, right, rent due, but I really want to go to, so and so and so and so, I really want to buy, this, this or that, but dang, I could probably, get this, while it's on sale, and then so-called, put a down payment, or then split the payment, right, or pay like damn 80% in the rent, boom, put a little bit money here. That way I'm damn straight until that next week, next month. Jake does that, man, on a carnal level, man. Right, every day. Right, you so-called know, right, that thing, if you take, a so-called extra trip or extra route, right, outside, of your normal routine, man. Right, you may have to a gas up, before a certain time, right? So-called, right? You got certain damn gas stations, right? Shell, right? 20 cent off Tuesdays, right? Damn, 5-10 cent off on Thursdays, right? Damn, some places may have damn, you may have a Wednesday, thing special, man, right? But if you so-called, go outside, of your damn operations, man. That may jam things up, man. Right? Boom, you might miss the deal, right? Miss the special, man. Right? Jake counts the cost, man, on these things, man. Right? But how much more, right? Men of war, man. right? Right, a understanding, right? Boom, you may lose, right, some so-called troops, man, right? They, how much, right, so-called, right, food, right? They may need, right, infrastructure, weapons, bullets, right, so-called formations, right, that are set up, man, right? Hey, these, right, are different operations, man, of counting the cost, right? I'm going to read that again. It says, which of you intending to build a tower, sitteth not down first and count the cost, whether he has sufficient to, right, Slocky, to finish it, right? Let's happily, after he have laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, all that behold it begin to mock him, man. Right, man, and that's even, man, and there's truth, man. Right, you got Satan, man, running rampant, right, to and fro, right, plaguing households, right, plaguing minds, man, right, working on spirits, man. All right, before a Passover, man, right, and how much more leading into spring, man, right. Right, Bakan. Let me read that again. It says, less happily after he have laid the foundation. Right? Meaning, man, what, man? Right? You came into this truth, man. Right? You put fringes on. Right? Right, brothers, you grew your beard out extra mighty. Right? Damn, dipped it every day. Right? In the finest of oils. Right? Right? Just so that it can drip like the oil on the beard of Aaron, man. Right? Right, your sisters, right, got the tightest head wrap, man. Right? To where the circulation and your brain, man, is cutting off. Right? Right? And you about to pass out. Right? Right, but you still got the soft right? Right, calm, man. Right, so these things, man, right, aren't, or, your so-called foundation, right? You came in, right? You was on fire, right? Right, you so-called was diligent, but what? And is not able to finish it, man. All that behold it began to mock him, man. It says, saying, this man began to build and was not able to finish, man. Right, so you can't be, right, in this truth, man. At the feast days, man. Right? At the new moons, man. Right? The super brew of the Sabbath, man. Right? Right? All of a sudden on the Sabbath day, you are the ultimate Israelite, man. Right? What, man? Once you begin to build, man, you gotta finish it, man. Right? And these men of war, right? These generals, right? These admirals, man. Right? Right? These so-called secretaries, right? Right? These so-called chief advisors, right? These so-called top men, colonels, captains, right? These men, man, they count the cost, right? Begin to build, man, right? Till they finish, right? But here's the point, verse 31. Or what king going to make war against another king sitteth not down and consulteth whether he be able with 10,000 to meet him that cometh against him with 20,000, man. All right, see that, man? Right, and these are the times, right, that we are living in now, man. All right? Right, kings, man, so-called generals, man, right, so-called presidents, right, so-called dictators, rulers, man, right, and sitting down, right, counting the costs, right, consulting, right, getting the matters established, right, doing so-called recruitment, man, right, doing strikes, man, tests, right, all manner, man, right, of God knows what on the left-hand side, man, right, to go forth unto war, man, right, and again, it's spiritual, right, going into Passover, man, right, because this is the book of 1 Chronicles, chapter 20, and verse 1, and it reads, and it came to pass that after the year was expired At the time that kings go out to battle. Joab led forth the power of the army and wasted the country of the children of Ammon and came and besieged Rabbah. But David turned at Jerusalem, and Joab smote Rabbah and destroyed it. All right. Right? But that's the point I wanted. Right? At the time that kings go out to battle, man. Right? So it's a certain time, man, of the year, man. When kings go forth unto battle, man. Right? Where kings, right, go forth it's a war, man. Right? Right? A so-called, right? You don't have a lot of so-called, right, men or so-called battles or nations, man. Right? That was so-called go to war during the wintertime, right? When it's cold. Right now, why, man? Frozen past, man, so-called, man. Right? So-called, you need more, right, to be able, right, to take care of your soldiers, your troops, man. Right? Your militant force. Right? Right, that so-called not able, right, to to a maneuver, right, the same, man. Right? They may not be able to live off the land, as much as they can off the so-called spring, the summertime, man. Right? Crops, man. Right? Because everything is dead, man. And cold and freezing, man. Right? And you're more likely to lose casualties towards weather, man. Right? Just about the same as much, man, as been in war period, man. Right? A lot of generals, right? A lot of men, man. They would send their warriors home, right, during the winter, right? Right, but this is the time that we living in now, man. Right, the time, man, where kings, man, go out to battle, man. Right, and even the Lord, right, perceiving the time, right, and watching, man. The Lord, man, is preparing, man, right, for war and battle, man. Right, to utterly, man, right, destroy, man, right, and wipe out these nations, man, in the last days, man. Right, right, but it's like I'm gonna get one more close out. Right. Right, all right. Shalaki. Right, because I wanted to get one more point on, right, what so-called Putin said, man. Right. So this is Revelation, right, chapter 17, right, and verse 15. It reads, "And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the horse sitteth, are people and multitudes and nations and tongues." Right, right, again, man. Right, that's talking about, right, Babylon, the a great, man. Right, with the so-called U.S. led, right, global, right, so-called treaty, right, or so-called a damn article that they put out. Right, it reads, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore," man. Right, and again, man, we seeing that now, man. Right, from France, man. Right, turning right on America, man. Right, Russia, man. Right, saying, right, that they want so-called no part or treaty with the U.S., man. Right. Spain, Portugal, a lot of these so-called nations, man, are so-called pulling back, right? And are now turning, right? On Babylon, man, right? That great horror, man, right? A hoarder, man, because, right, so-called the so-called U.S., man, so-called goes and makes and lies in bed, right, with so-called, right, every nation, right, under heaven, right, bringing, right, their so-called democracy, right? The so-called policies, right? As it tells you, right, in the book of Daniel, right? Right, Slock, the ninth chapter, right? Right, through his cunning devices and policies, right? It reads, it says, these shall hate the whore and shall make her desolate and naked, right? Slock, the Daniel, the seventh chapter, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire, man. Right, these bombs, man, and nukes, man, they are not just for so-called Ukraine, man. Right, these so-called pilots, right, these so-called ships, man, right, so-called AKs, bazookas, right, M16s, M4s, man, right, AK-47s, AK-74s, man, right. All of these weapons of war, man, right, aren't just for so-called Ukraine, man. Right, it said what, man? It said, and they shall make her desolate and naked, and eat her flesh and burn her with fire, man. Right now, that's not physical, man. Right, because this landmass, right, doesn't have a so-called physical body, right? Right, well, the nations, Putin's going to say, oh, well, America, get naked, take your clothes off, dang, going to get damn China and damn and Iran to hold you, man, and strip you, man, right? And then put you on the a grill, man, right? Like that old Edomite show, Hannibal, so-called what's his name, Hannibal Lecter, man, right? And we're gonna so-called damn eat you alive, man, right? And grill you, man. No, man, it's talking about, man, right? Making this land a desolate, man, right? Exposing them, man, right? Utterly destroying them, man, right? Stripping them of their power that they once had, man, right? The so-called influence that they thought, man, right? And utterly, man, burning with fire, man, right? And even to spoil you, man. All right, verse 17, it reads, for God hath put her in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and to give their kingdom unto the beast until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled, man. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth, man. Right? And again, America holds themselves, right, as, right, the so-called, right, great city, man, right, which reigneth over the kings of the earth, man, right? Which is why Babylon, man, has that so-called spirit, man, right? They can just go anywhere that they want to, right, and take over, right, and damn set up, right? And if you don't want to get down peaceably, man, they're gonna force you, make you drunk, man, right? Make you so-called bow down and damn submit to him, man. Right? If not, they're gonna do it by force, man. Right? Right? But right, the so-called power, right, it's going to be so-called given, right, into right the so-called beast, right? So again, this is Revelation, right, 13:2, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, right, because we know what, man, right, proceeding to, right, Daniel, right, 7, right, Daniel 7, right, 5, right, Salaki. Right, let's get it real fast. Right, because it said what a leopard. Salaki. Real fast. Right, Salaki. Daniel, right, 7 and 6. After this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon the back of it four wings of a fowl. The beast also 4 heads, and dominion was given to it, man. Right, we know this beast, right? Of course, proceeding to, right, Daniel, right, the 8th chapter, man, right, was talking about what, man, right? The he-goat, right, Alexander, right? When you read First Maccabees, right, 1-1, man, right? Alexander the Great, right? His 4 generals, right? Ptolemus, Seleucus, right? Cassander, right? It's like these men, right? They were right his so-called 4 generals, man, right? The 4 heads, right? The so-called 4 wings, man, right? Right of this a leopard, man, right? Or this a he goat, man, right? Which had 4 notable ones, man. Right? Hey, that's where America, man, right, gets their so-called democracy, right? Right? Right, demo, right? Power, right, across the people, man. Right? It's power, it's power to the people, man, or the power of the people. Right? So this beast, man, was made like unto the right, was made like right unto right the so-called damn Grecians, man. Right? Right, which the Grecians, right, came back, right, were taken over, right, by the Roman Republic, right, which the Roman Republic, right, became, right, the Roman Empire, man. Right, I believe that's First Maccabees, right, the whole 8th chapter, right, where it tells you, right, Salaki, right here now, right, the fame of the Romans, right. Right, First Maccabees 8-1. It says, now Judas had heard of the Romans, that they were mighty and valiant men, and such as would lovingly accept all that join themselves unto them, and make a league of enmity with all that came unto them. Right? Right, so right, the so-called Romans, right, were so-called well known, man, right, for their councils, right, their policies, man, right, their so-called damn senates, right, houses, man, republics, their so-called governments, man, right, all of this, man, it goes back, right, unto, right, the Shalaki, right, to the Greeks and the Romans, man. Right, so it says, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, man. Right, your feet, right, is the so-called end of your body, man. Right, because no one says, man, right, from your from your feet, right, to your forehead, man. Right, everyone says, what, man, I'm damn soaked, right, from head to toe, man. Right? Or dang, man, I got covered, right, and head to toe, and dang, so-called, right, dang, feathers, man. Right, your feet, right, is, right, the so-called, or marks, right, the end, right, of your so-called body, right, or the end of this beast, right, which again, right, a war is being made, right, against them, right. Really divided against themselves, right? Again, according to right the latter end of Revelation, the 17th chapter, right? It says, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion, man, right? And the lion, man, it tells you that in Proverbs 30:30, man, right? The strongest, the lion, the strongest amongst beasts, that turned away, not from any, man. Right, and the dragon, right, the spiritual demon Satan, gave him his power and his seat and great authority, man. Right, so in the latter end, man, right, in these times to come, right, draw it not unto the Most High, man. Right, don't be afraid, right, of the so-called war, man. Right, so-called a damn turmoil, man. Right, it's prophesied, man. Right, and also what, man? Right, count the cost, man. Right, and don't forget, right, to call upon the Most High, man. Right? Don't forget, right, the cost, right, that your spirit, man, right, said that you would count, man. Once you first came into this truth, man, right, it's a cost, right. It's more than just being a Israelite, man, right, and wearing fringes, right, and just not eating pork, right. Gone. So with that, right, brother, Gabar Allah, coming back at you with his precepts and yet another cold cut, giving, of course, all and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Mashak, Wamlak Yahweh Shai, Ataz the Doc of the Righteous. Hope this lesson was very edifying, right? Until then, Israel, keep staying steadfast, and keep enduring, and keep counting, man. Keep watch, right? Keep diligence, man, right? And until the next time, I want to say, Shalom, Kwam Yasha.